All right, today we are jumping right into a topic that is a true medical emergency where literally every single second counts. We're talking about epiglottitis. And understanding what this is, well, it could genuinely be the difference between life and death.
You see this phrase? And I want you to understand, this isn't just medical jargon. It is a 5-alarm fire. It means that the path for air to get to the lungs is in immediate, catastrophic danger of being blocked completely.
Okay, so what are we really talking about here? Let's get right into what epiglottitis actually is and exactly why it's one of the most frightening things a person can encounter. To really get why this is so dangerous, I want you to think of your epiglottis as a little trapdoor in your throat. When you swallow, it snaps shut to cover your windpipe, right? Keeps food and drink from going down the wrong way. But with epiglottitis, that trapdoor swells up so big, so puffy, that it gets stuck. It physically blocks the entrance to the airway. No air in, no air out.
And this is the part that is just so terrifying. The speed. This isn't a slow burn that happens over days. A person can go from, I have a sore throat, to being completely unable to breathe in a matter of minutes to hours. The clock is ticking, and it is ticking loud.
So, with that kind of speed, how on earth do you spot it? Well, there are some classic red flags, these telltale signs that, when you see them together, should have every alarm bell in your head going off.
Take a good look here. These are what we call the Big Five. First, you've got drooling. Why? Because swallowing is so incredibly painful, they can't even manage their own saliva. That leads to dysphagia, the medical term for that difficulty swallowing. You'll see obvious distress. They're anxious, they can't sit still, because they can't breathe. And you might hear it, a sound called stridor. It's a high-pitched, almost whistling noise when they try to breathe in. And finally, just listen to them talk. Their voice sounds muffled, like they're trying to speak with a mouthful of hot food. It's called the hot potato voice, and it is unmistakable.
And then there's this. This position is a dead giveaway. It's called the tripod position, and it's pure instinct. Their body is screaming for more air, so they automatically lean forward, stretch their neck out, and brace themselves with their arms. They are physically trying to pull their airways straight to get even a tiny bit more oxygen. If you see someone doing this, especially with those other signs, you are looking at a full-blown emergency.
So, what could possibly trigger such a dramatic, violent, and rapid swelling in the body? Let's take a quick look at what's going on behind the scenes.
You know, historically, the main culprit, especially in children, was a bacteria called H. influenzae type B, or Hib for short. Thankfully, the Hib vaccine has made this much, much rarer. But, and this is a huge but, the threat hasn't gone away. Other bacteria like strep, viruses, or even things that aren't infections at all, like a thermal burn from swallowing a scalding hot liquid, can trigger the exact same life-threatening response.
Okay, you think you recognize the signs. Now comes the most important part of all. What you do next, and just as crucially, what you don't do, can make all the difference in the world. First, it is so important to know this isn't croup. Confusing them can be a fatal mistake. Epiglottitis hits fast and hard, with a high fever and drooling. The person looks terrifyingly ill. Croup, on the other hand, usually comes on a bit slower, maybe with a lower fever, and it has that classic barking seal cough. Knowing this distinction is absolutely key. Okay, listen closely. Here is the action plan. Do keep them sitting upright, preferably in that tripod position if that's what they're doing. Their body knows what it needs. Do everything you can to keep them calm. Crying and agitation can make that airway swell even more. Now for the don'ts, and these are vital. Do not make them lie down flat. And whatever you do, do not try to look in their throat. Don't use a spoon. Don't use a tongue depressor. That simple act can trigger a spasm that closes the airway completely and instantly. Your only job is to keep them calm and call for emergency help right away. We have covered a lot of really critical information. I know, but if you only remember one thing from all of this, I want it to be what's coming up next.
This is it. Burn this into your memory. Epiglottitis is a rapid swelling that slams the airway shut. The signs? Drooling, the tripod position, a muffled voice, and stridor. And what does it require? An immediate, airway-focused emergency response. That's the whole story.
So, let that sink in. Recognizing these patterns isn't just some academic exercise. Out in the real world, knowing this could empower you to save someone's life. The real question is, now that you've seen this, would you know what to do?